Welcome back to the John Hardy's Barbecue pregame show. Michael Brskowski back with you at Mayo Field as the Rochester Honkers will continue their three-game series against the Thunder Bay Border Cats. Game 2 here tonight. The Honkers winning last night on a walk-off home run by Michael Lucasen. And Matt Kent, strong 8-inning performance with 9 strikeouts. He's joining me right now. And Matt, how'd you feel after that start last night?
I felt great. It was a great feeling to be back out on the mound after taking a long break off, especially getting the red shirt from A&M. To be back out competing against live opponents that aren't my teammates, it was just a great feeling.
And you were really itching to get going. You were here early around 1 o'clock and just sitting in the locker room. I could tell you wanted to get out there. And you're a competitive guy. What was that feeling like sitting out basically a whole year not playing in those live competitive games?
It was tough, especially going from playing every weekend, being on the field, being in the game at some point, to sit back and watch the game. I got to learn the game from a different perspective, but then to get back out there, you just get that mad rush that everyone gets, going out and playing in their first game after a while.
You talk about pitching in fall ball. It really is quite different than pitching in a live game. And what really is the main difference compared to pitching against your teammates in fall ball and coming out here competing, like you said earlier yesterday to me, against guys you don't know?
Yeah, pitching against your teammates is, you want to be as competitive as possible, but then you have that thing in the back of your mind that says, I really don't want to mess up anything between me and this guy. So, then you go and pitch against guys that you have no clue who they are, you don't care about them, you just want to beat them into the ground. Then you give them everything you got. And when you're pitching against your teammates, you hold back almost a little bit. You're not wanting to, but it's inevitable.
And last night you give up that run in the first inning, a few singles up the middle, ground balls up the middle. You go on to strike out the side. Really, you didn't settle down because there was nothing to really settle down from. It was a strong outing all the way through. What was really working for you in that game?
During the game, I was able to get ahead with my fastball, actually with all my pitches, early in the counts, get them down on the count, make them a more defensive hitter rather than them going up and seeing a pitch to drive into the gap. And once I got ahead of them, I was able to manipulate their swings. And when I did that, it made it easy for my defense to make plays behind me, and it kept my pitch count down, which allowed me to go deeper into the ball game.
And team picks up their first win yesterday after 2 tough ball games early on in the season, obviously short roster. How important was it for you to give your coaching staff and your team 8 innings with a short pitching staff?
I think it was real important. For the whole team, bullpens, we had 2 guys ready to go in the bullpen yesterday. So, being able to extend my outing deep into the game to give the bullpen just 1 inning to have to deal with, that's big in saving arms and, being able to get in later into the season and know that we haven't stressed our bullpen a lot.
And, obviously pitching coach Matt Harvey and the rest of this coaching staff, a new coaching staff here in Rochester, they seem to bring a new energy to this ball club. Talk about working with pitching coach Matt Harvey and the rest of the coaching staff so far this year.
Working with Coach Harvey has been a great joy so far from the time I've known him. He's got a lot of great opinions, but he's not there to change everything you've ever done. He looks at what you have done, what you're doing, and then he's kind of giving you a little feedback on, maybe we could try this. If it's not working, then we can go back to and kind of smooth out what you might be having a problem with.
And talk about the feeling in the locker room after that ball game, because you had just mentioned the 2 tough ball games to start the year. Obviously, it's going to happen in summer ball when you're missing a few players, tough games. You're playing a team, Waterloo had most of their players here. Come out, get that big victory last night, the Lucasen walk-off home run. Talk about the confidence of the team right now and the feeling in the locker room afterwards.
After the game, the locker room, everyone's got that kind of little jittery hype now. You get that 1 win off your back. You got that 0 out of the win column. So everyone kind of just took a deep breath and was like, now we're on the right track. We know what it feels like to win. We know what it feels like to lose. But, so now we can ride that winning energy throughout tonight's game and then tomorrow afternoon's game.
And what was going through your head there when that ball came off Lucasen's bat?
Everyone was in the dugout. Everyone's on pins and needles, because that one swing can end the game. And Lucasen, got a hold of that one. And, as soon as it left the bat, everyone was out of the dugout. It was a no doubt. He didn't know it, but we all knew it. So, we rushed out of the dugout. All the excitement, everything accumulating to that point. It was a great way to end the game.
And 3 starters going so far this season. Chris Noble, game 1, DJ Snelton yesterday. Talk about their 2 performances so far as you were sitting in the dugout watching those 2 outings. Chris Noble was pretty solid, just had that hiccup in the 4th inning. Then DJ Snelton goes out, strikes out 10, gives you that returner performance you expect from a veteran in this league.
Yeah, Chris's first game, he's coming. He's told me he's not all the way into shape, so I mean you can understand why he'd kind of fall off in that 4th, 5th inning range. His pitch count started to get up a little bit, but he battled his butt off the entire time he was out there. He didn't just throw a little give me fastball in there and get it hit off him. He competed his butt off. And then DJ the next night went out and just shut the door for the amount of time he was allowed to be out there. I mean, he was in command of the strike zone. They didn't get good swings off on him. He controlled the running game. It kind of shut down that Waterloo team from the beginning. And they didn't have a prayer. And when he left the game, due to his limitations, it's kind of you're like, I wish we could keep you out there, but we gotta abide by what we have to abide by. But he did a great job controlling the entire realm of game.
Let's talk a little about your Texas A&M Aggies going into regional play here this weekend. What do you expect out of them going forward? Obviously, a heavy favorite to make it to Omaha.
Yeah, last night they played Dayton, won 4-1. I expect them to continue pitching well. They've got 2 really great stars and another starter that's really stepped up in the whole season being Rafael Pineda. And I expect them to keep rolling. The offense is one of the best in the country, and then we got a pitching staff that's almost second to none. So I expect them to keep rolling through their regional, and maybe depending on who they pair up with, hosting the Super or wherever they send them, they're gonna go give whoever a lot of trouble.
And Cole Langford on that team, your teammate with the Aggies, and also a future teammate here in Rochester coming up after the Aggie season is over. What can you tell us a little about Cole Langford as a ball player?
He's a great guy. Being a catcher, he controls the game. He works with the pitchers very well. He sees you rattled out on the mound. He'll slow you down. And he understands what's going on throughout the game. He's a very good defensive catcher. And then when his pitcher needs help, he goes up there with the stick and gets it done. So I mean, he takes care of his pitchers, and he takes care of his side of the game. He's a very good ball player.
All right, thanks, Matt, and good luck the rest of the season.
You're welcome.
That is Honkers left-handed starter Matt Kent, who struck out 9 in 8 innings yesterday, picking up no decision after the Honkers walked off winners in the bottom of the 10th inning. We're going to take a break on the John Hardy's Barbecue pregame show, and when we come back, we'll have starting lineups in baseball, Game 2 of a 3-game series between your Rochester Honkers and the Thunder Bay Border Cats. You're listening to Rochester Honkers Baseball on Sports Radio 1520 The Ticket.